What's up guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing a highly requested video. Asked my Snapchat and Instagram and everybody what they would want to see next on my channel. I wanted to do kind of a talking video. Everybody wanted to know how I became a chef. Basically, in my second year of sixth form, I kind of was just like, I don't really felt like school wasn't for me. So I started to look at apprenticeships online and I found one which I applied for. I got accepted, so I left school in the second year of sixth form to do the apprenticeship for 3 years. I was 17 at the time. How it works is you work 4 days a week and then 1 day a week you go to school, a university, a college, depending on what kind of course your course is. And mine was like a diploma, so I attended a university once a week and then was working 4 days a week. What made me become a chef? So when I was younger, we had this neighbour that my mum used to leave us with when she would go to work, or like when she had something to do during the day, because we were so young. And this woman, she was into cooking. She was a chef actually. She was into cooking, so she started off teaching me how to bake cakes and like the basic stuff like cakes, muffins, like we would do that for fun. And then eventually when I got older, she started to teach me how to cook chicken and meats and rice and things like that. Like it was just something that we used to do all the time. Like I literally would run upstairs to my neighbour's house just to go and cook with her. Also my dad, he used to cook for us all the time. He was the cook. My mum was not the cook of the house. It was definitely my dad. So I picked that up from him also. So I just like started from very young. Like I would say around 9 years old, I was like jumping in the kitchen and helping. And then as I got older and I went to school, I enjoyed food technology a little bit more than all the other lessons, so I kind of knew what I wanted to do from really young. I knew, but I just didn't want to like drop out of school straight away. Like I know my mum would have been, I was scared like my mum would have been disappointed or something, like oh she didn't go to university, oh she's a dropout and things like that. But it wasn't like that at all. It was very good. Everybody dealt with it in a very good way. Eventually I started like to practice things at home. Like I remember when I was like 15 or 16, I was trying to make hollandaise sauce. Like I was always trying to do things by myself, like learning things by myself. I'll just go on Google and type how to make this, how to make that, and I used to just do it at home. And then my mum would just always be upset with me. She'd just be like, what are you making? What are you even making? Some things turned out good, some things turned out bad. But I was practicing. So when you're in the catering industry, it is very time consuming. Like I'm at work minimum like 60 hours a week. That's minimum. Like sometimes I will have the good week where I'm doing like the normal 45 hours, but right now, like coming up to December, it's the peak season, so we do a lot of hours. It's really hard for me like to keep a social life and my work life. It's very hard for me. Like I could go missing for months and like my friends will just be like, Amina, what's going on? Like where have you been? But it's literally because I'm just at work every day. Like I wake up, go to work, come home. I'm just home to sleep. That's it. I'm always at work. I was younger and I was like at uni and I was an apprentice. I used to I didn't take it serious. Like I would call in sick all the time to go out and party and like with my friends. I was very childish. I was making very stupid decisions because I kind of knew, oh, I was an apprentice. I don't have any responsibilities, so if I don't come in, it's not going to affect anybody, but it really did. And as you get older, you start to realize these things, because when it's you in that position and somebody calls off sick on you and you have to deal with that, it's not nice. But I didn't really prioritize my job. I just took it. Like I wouldn't go to uni some days. I would like call off sick at work just to sleep, or like because I just couldn't be bothered to go. Do you know what I mean? Like I wasn't as serious as I am now. In the start, like when I first started, I hated being a chef. Like when I got into it, I was just like, I should just quit and just do it alone, like at my house by myself, like teach myself like not to do it as a job, because once you're inside like the industry, it is so tough. Like people are so tough on you. Like some people are bullies, they're bullies, and then we have like the good chefs that actually want to teach you something. I don't even want to say, but like most of my chefs were like bullies, like they were bullies. They had no interest in teaching me anything because they didn't even take me serious in the first place. Like they saw a young girl who was a very like girly girl. Like when I first started, I would like cry if I burnt my finger or something or cut myself. Like that's how I was, but it was because I was new in the kitchen. Like people need to be sensitive to that, but like my chefs used to bully me, definitely. Like they would like make me stay longer and do dinner parties and things like that whilst they go home, even though they should be doing that. I wasn't even supposed to be doing so many hours because I was so young, but they used to abuse the fact that I was like so like I wasn't paid that much, so the overtime pay would be nothing, and they just used to like bully me. Like they'll be like, Amina, you're gonna stay today, we're gonna go home. Or like my head chefs would send all the other chefs on their breaks, and then he would be like, okay, Amina's gonna stay and do all of this for you, you guys go for your break, like as if I'm not allowed a break or something, like I'm an animal or a donkey, like I shouldn't have a break. First became a chef, I used to go to the toilets and cry, literally cry, because I just didn't understand why people were being so mean. And I think I used to cry like every single day in the toilets, and one of my colleagues, she used to always hear me in the toilets crying, and she'd just be like, Amina, like why are you crying? Like if he's like that with you, just give it back to him. Like because she was like a strong Nigerian African woman, she didn't take shit from no one. So she just always used to tell me like, if he gives you shit, you give him double. Like just don't let him talk to you like that. And I was young, I was like 17, I was so scared to ever talk to my head chef like that. So I just used to take it, but just cry in private. Chefs are mean. That's why if I was ever to become head chef or a sous chef or something, I would remember those times when I was an apprentice and how I used to just get like taken the piss out of. I would remember those times, you know, and know how to deal with people in a sensitive way. Like there's a lot of people that come into the kitchen and they have no idea about the kitchen. They just decided that they want to be chefs. If you choose to recruit people like that, then you need to have the patience and time to train the people properly, understand that they don't know how to use the knife, they don't know like how a kitchen works, they don't know that all their things need to be done before they go on break. They don't know these things, so you need to like really pay attention to those sorts of people and be sensitive. Don't be so hard on them, because that's how people quit and go. Do you know what I mean? I don't even know why I never quit, because the chefs were so mean to me. I don't even know what made me stay. Actually, I did end up quitting, but we're getting there. And also because of the things I was doing, like calling off sick all the time and not coming to work and just coming late all the time and things like that. They just like didn't even like me in the first place. Do you know what I mean? They had just had to deal with me. That was my first year. My second year, I'm like, you move to different units every 6 months, so you can know like different types of foods, and you can know how different types of other kitchens are, so it opens your mind a little bit. So I moved in the second year probably to my like 5th place. Now that kitchen is the kitchen where pushed me to quit. Not just that kitchen, but also personal things. Like at the time I was in a relationship, it was quite stressful, so it was hard for me to balance the things I was going through privately and things that I was going through at work. Like it was too much, which pushed me like to just quit my job, quit my apprenticeship. I was supposed to be doing 1 more year, but because I quit, I didn't do the last year, and I could have graduated and things like that. That's one thing I regret. I wish I never quit. I really wish I never quit, but everything happens for a reason. So I quit my job, and then I just like was jobless for months, literally months. I was just sitting at home, I didn't know what I wanted to do anymore. I really thought that I didn't want to be a chef anymore. I was just so over it. I was just like, fuck it, like it's not worth it. The time and effort that you put into it and what you get out of it, it's not worth it. Like, nobody appreciates you, and like I had this sort of mentality, like nobody really wants me to be successful and things like that. So I was just at home for months and months. I even went on I went to the job seekers, what's it called? Job centre. I went to the job centre even. That's how long it was. Like, when I say it was like months of being at home with no source of income, no drive to even get a job, not even like to do like Morrison's checkout, nothing. I was completely clueless. On top of it, I was going through other things with like private things behind closed doors, which was like probably pushed me to have that like career block, because both things weren't going right. My career wasn't going right and my personal life wasn't going right, so I had like a block. I didn't know what to do, I didn't know what I wanted to do, and like my mum was always getting on to me like, Amina, like what are you doing? You're just at home every single day, like you're doing nothing with your life. Is this how you want your life to be? Like, you know, typical African mums, you know, them ones. Like, my brother was at uni at the time and he was like ready to graduate, and I was just sitting at home every single day doing nothing. Like, it was a dark time for me, because I suffer from anxiety and depression, severe one. Like, when I mean, if I feel pressure or if I get upset, like my heart starts to beat so fast, like I can't breathe. It's so bad, and like my whole body just shuts down. And that's what I was going through. I was going through my anxiety, and the fact that I didn't know what I wanted to do kind of scared me, because I was just like, what if I never find what I want to do and I'm just gonna be a bum and do nothing? Like, that's not me. I don't want to do that, because I'm a really hard worker. Like, I'm not scared of working hard. So but I just didn't know what I wanted to do anymore. Well, I thought I didn't know what I wanted to do anymore. So one day I literally just woke up and was like, I miss my job, I miss being a chef, I just want to go back into it, but I want to go back in like 10 times harder. Before, I was doing contract catering, which is like the pretty side of the catering industry. In my eyes, it's the pretty side, because it's like Monday to Friday, weekends off, 7:30 to 3 or 4 o'clock, you finish work at 4 every single day, and it's Monday to Friday. Like, that's the pretty side. The reality of it is you're at work every single day, long hours, long shifts, no breaks, no food, things like that. But like, that's the proper chef industry. And then there's like the contract catering industry, which is like the pretty side, because they have a lot of benefits, like Monday to Friday. Normally restaurants are open 7 days a week, but contract catering is like mostly Monday to Friday. So I was doing that before, so I was like, I want to do restaurant. I just want to jump into like a really nice restaurant and like start from scratch, like start everything again, learn again. So I applied for so many jobs, and a lot of jobs were surprisingly getting back to me, which I was shocked. I was just like, wow, like so many places are offering me an opportunity. So I was like every day going to interviews to different places, but most of the places I didn't really like, because the first thing that I look at personally when I'm looking for a job is the team and the environment of the kitchen. Like, are the team happy? Do they look happy? Are they like friendly with each other? Do they like each other? Like, I like to work in like a place where it's like a family. I don't want people to be like horrible to each other and not like each other. And I hate working in kitchens where people hate their jobs, because it rubs on to me, and I don't want that. I don't want people's negativity on me. I just want positive vibes, people that love their job, people that can inspire me and teach me new things and love to teach. Like, not be like, oh, here, let me show you this. Like, I want them to teach me, but to teach me like in a way where they're passionate about their jobs. Most of the kitchens were not happy kitchens, and most people were miserable. Like, if you go into a kitchen and someone comes up to you like on your trial shift or something, and someone comes up to you and they're like, oh, the pay's like this, or yeah, like people are like this, I don't like my job, then you already know, stay away. Red flag, stay away from those kitchens, because the job itself is not easy. and then to have like negative people around you, it makes it a chore to go to work. So always look at the environment and if the employees are happy and if your future colleagues are happy. I'm telling you now, like if the kitchen is happy and the environment is a happy environment, and like the head chefs and the sous chefs are really caring towards their team and take care of their team, then it's going to be easier for you, because you won't feel like you're going to work. Like there was 2 jobs that I really wanted, and the trial dates were like really close to each other. I think like one was on Thursday and the other one was on Friday. So Thursday one happened, next day I went to the other one that I wanted, which is my current job now. When I stepped into that kitchen, literally I was like, that is it, like I've made my mind up, I want this job. Other place called me literally the same day, imagine, and they were just like, yeah, we'd like to offer you the job, and I was like, sorry, like I've already taken the other one, I prefer the other one. Because literally the contrast of the kitchens, like you can tell this kitchen was so happy and everyone like loved each other, and it was such a nice environment. And then the contrast of the other kitchen, yes, it was a nice restaurant, like one of the best restaurants in London, but it just looked like the working environment was going to be really bad. So I chose the other one, and this happened in January, so it's gonna be 1 year official in January that I've been with my current job. I'm not gonna say where it is, most of you guys know anyways, but I'm not gonna say where my current job is. Super happy, that's why I've stayed for so long. I feel like I have a good future with them, and I feel like they're gonna offer me a great future. They have a lot to offer, definitely, because like the company is worldwide and they have so many other restaurants as well alongside them, so it's all down to me, you know. It's how hard I work, and I plan to work very, very hard. I plan to work very hard because my job is my life and it's my future, and I'm super happy. Like it's my priority at the moment. Comparing myself from when I was 17 till now, it's a big change, because before I knew I wanted to be a chef, but I never took it so serious as now. Now I'm just like 100% committed to my job. Obviously when I have kids and get married, bye. But right now I'm young, I have a lot of energy, I love my job, so we'll see where I go from there. To work, like my current job, I swear to you, I feel like going to work doesn't even feel like going to work. I feel like I'm going like to my second home, because of how well we all get on with each other and how loving it is. Like we literally look at each other like family. We're so close with each other, even do things outside of work, which is nice. It's not like you go to work, you do your job and you go home and nobody knows anything about anybody, nobody conversates, nobody knows anything about like their colleagues. In my current job, it's like everybody gets involved with each other, like when it's someone's birthday, if someone's having a baby, if somebody like even if people get new jobs, we're so happy for them. We're just like a family, and it's so nice, it's so refreshing, because I've never been in that sort of environment before. Most kitchens are really like tense and serious. I'm not saying my current kitchen is not tense and serious, it is when it needs to be, but like you can still enjoy yourself at work and like still talk with your colleagues and have fun with each other and do things outside of work and help each other. When I got this new job and I went for my trial shift, my head chef was just like, I want my kitchen to be like a family, and right then I was just like, ding, that is what I like, that is what I want to be in that sort of environment. And when your head chef says that, it's just like, wow, like I really admire things like that, when management teams really care about things like that. They're not just there just to push people and get the job done, they actually do it with their hearts. Like for me now, I'm in a position where I've grown into a really good chef. Like personally, I feel like I've grown into a really good chef. Like there's still so much more I can learn. I can't even say that I'm like the most perfect chef. There's so much more that I can learn. All the jobs I've ever had. Definitely my current job taught me a lot, because it's such a high demand restaurant. It's such a well-known restaurant. The food is absolutely beautiful, stunning. It's hard sometimes, but the positives outweigh the negatives, and that's how how I see it. Like, there's more positives than the way that they do things. Their techniques is like so amazing, like the way they chop and the way they make their sauces. Like, every little thing that they do is so specific and so like amazing. The outcome is so amazing and I love it. That's why I fit in so well there, because I'm one of those people that it bothers me to do things wrong. It really bothers me. Like, I'll think about it maybe for like 1 week. I'm not crying in the toilets here. I haven't even cried yet. Like, I'm so surprised that literally how tough I've gotten is definitely because of my experience as an apprentice. Definitely. When you're treated like that, it does make you tougher. It makes you tougher in a good way. Like, I'm not a tough person where like I'm gonna be rude to people. Like, definitely not. After the way I was treated, I will never do that. But I'm very direct and I'm very straightforward when it comes to my job. And it comes off rude sometimes. It does. Like, people take it so personal, but it's nothing personal. That's just how I am. I'm just a direct person. My advice to future chefs and young chefs, because I'm only 21, my advice to chefs or anybody that's trying to get into the industry, or if you're trying to find like an apprenticeship, if university and college or sixth form is not for you, I would say if you're going to be a chef, just buckle up, because it's not easy. But at the same time, don't let people disrespect you and don't let people treat you like you're nothing. That's one thing I regret, not sticking up for myself, because I know I'm a hard worker. I know what I bring to the table, and I knew that I had a lot of potential. And I had so many people telling me, oh, like, I don't think chefing is for you. I don't think you should be a chef. You should get an office job. You should be a model. You should be a beautician. You should do this and do that. Like, everybody, there were so many people that just didn't want to see me do well. Instead of like pushing me, like, and I'm talking like my senior staff members, instead of pushing me to love my job and learn, like, teach me things, they just wanted to steer me away. And like, there's so many demons out there, and like the amount of times I heard chefing is not for you, chefing is not for you, and now I'm working in one of the best restaurants in London, and I'm just growing, and every day I'm growing, and like to hear the feedback, like from my chefs to tell me you're doing well, you're doing really good and things like that, it makes me so happy, because I was always told you're never gonna be there, like up there, you're never. And if you have a chef like that in the kitchen, don't be discouraged. Just ignore them. Don't pay attention to those kinds of stuff. Like, if you believe in yourself, that's all that matters, and you will get there eventually. It doesn't matter if it happens in 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, you will get there. So don't be discouraged when you have negative people around you. Second of all, take university serious. Go to your lectures. Be on time, note things down, do your work by the deadlines. Like, it's so important, because you will look back and think about it, and you will be so proud of yourself with all that you've done. You'll be so proud. So please, like, it's only one day a week, but make the most of it. Like, soak it up, because now I think back to my university days and I'm just like, wow, like, I miss it. Like, I miss going into the kitchen there and like being with all the other young chefs. Like, I was in there with so many amazing chefs who are working for like Gordon Ramsay, with Jamie Oliver, Marco Pierre White. I have friends that work in beautiful places like the Savoy. I have friends working in Maze. I have people working in the Rue. Like, so many people became successful off of this. Like, if you get what you give. So if you give your 100%, you're gonna get 100% back, and you're just gonna flourish, and that's what's important. Try and keep your social life and your work life separate. I made that mistake. I was calling off sick to go and party with friends. I was calling off sick because I was hungover. I wasn't coming to work, and I really regret that, because I should have took it a little bit more serious. So separate it. Like, if you know you're going to be off on a specific day, plan that day for you to do things, and don't go wild. Like, if you know you're going to work the next day, don't drink so much, or don't stay out too late. Like, be mature about it. Like, it's coming from me. like maybe half of my chefs hated me because of this, but I've grown up now, and I've kind of, because now I have responsibility, I know how it feels when you're working with someone that doesn't give a shit about their job. I know how it feels now, so that's why I'm passing on the message, like, don't think that you're not an asset to the kitchen. You are, most definitely. Just because you don't have that many responsibilities now doesn't mean people don't rely on you, and they do need you there. So just try and be sensible. If you're gonna go out and party and do these things, just make sure you're not working the next day, or you're on a late shift the next day, or you just don't drink too much and don't do crazy things. Just take it easy. If you have a problem with someone in the kitchen, or you feel like someone is bullying you, the way I would deal with it now is I would probably go direct to the person, pull them aside and like have a private conversation and just be like, listen, I respect you. Like, I respect you as a person, but I really don't appreciate you speaking to me like this, or doing this or doing that. Like, have a proper, mature conversation with them. Obviously, if things don't change, then take it to HR or take it to your head chef. Or if it is your head chef, take it to HR. Like, but I would say tackle the problem direct. And maybe they would respect you a little bit more for doing that, you know. Maybe they'll be like, whoa, like, let me back off because she's not one to be messed with or whatever. I have some advice for the women chefs out there, like young women. For me, sometimes I feel like men are intimidated by good female chefs, and they don't want to be told anything by a female chef because I feel like they look at us like less. Like, when I first was in the kitchen, I was always put in the salad section, or like the easier sections like salad or garnish or something like that. I was always put in those sections because personally I felt like it was because I was a woman, and I feel like they didn't think I would be able to do like the hot sections or the pass or like things like that. They just used to like push me aside, like to do the pretty jobs. They didn't want to throw me into the deep end because maybe they thought I wasn't capable because I'm a woman. And it's so true, because I rarely see like women head chefs or sous chefs. It's so rare to see this one. I've only worked with one woman sous chef before, and she was amazing. I learned so much off of her. She was actually one of the best, I swear to God. But it is rare to see that. I feel like we get it harder than men. So if you're a woman in the kitchen, don't isolate yourself because you're a woman. Don't think because you're a woman that you can't do this and you can't do that. Yes, you can. You most definitely can. And I feel like if you're fearless and you do the same things that men do, I feel like you earn more respect. One, you earn more opportunities. So guys, thank you for watching my video. I hope it was interesting. I kind of wanted to make a video like this because it's like, when I tell people that I'm a chef, they're just like, how did it happen? What made you do it? Like, I don't look like a typical chef. I'm like Hannah Montana. Like, when I'm at work, I look totally homeless, and then outside of work, I'm like this pretty lady, and then at work, I'm like a man. Like, literally Hannah Montana, the best of both worlds, honey. I hope you enjoyed it, guys. Please like, subscribe and share to my channel. Keep watching this space because there's going to be plenty more videos. I have so many ideas for new videos, so many ideas for new content. Bye.